Today I'm going to talk about market research, and it's important in business when you're starting your own business not to be intimidated by the language and the jargon that business people use, and just realize that by asking questions of people who are interested in your business and maybe potential customers, that's market research. So anyone can do it. And this market research in our course is going to be do it yourself. And it's a continual process. The reality with markets is that they're always changing. And so you also need to update your market research as new information comes in and you gather new knowledge. Then you want to update your market research and your branding and marketing plan. The market research will become a very important and integral part of your business plan and the marketing plan for your business that you can then use to raise capital. In terms of market research, people often think about the rational tools that they use to do market research. So that could be surveys or focus groups, or it could be interviews. The thing is that the rational tools are important, but what you're getting from them is even more important. And remember that in every marketing decision, human beings are making their decisions to buy something or to use a service based on their emotions. So market research needs to also tap into those emotional motivations of your potential customers. And there's quantitative research. Quantitative research generally has a much higher sample size. It's generally much more expensive to do because it's more time consuming and energy consuming. And you often might want to get some professional advice in terms of doing proper quantitative research. However, there is an easier solution than trying to do it yourself. There's lots of secondary, publicly available research that's already been done by professional market research people, and their reports are available, often for free. Or you can look at public opinion polling or other forms of quantitative research that are reported in business journals, industry, magazines, on the internet, on business blogs or the business pages of newspapers or national magazines. So there's all kinds of ways of getting that market research that's quantitative. Now, the secondary market research, like I said, that's publicly available. And you can start with Statistics Canada and look at the demographic variables that are important in terms of your potential customers. So look at the age of your potential customers, the income level, the educational attainment that they've had, the gender identity that they're holding. And you can look at all kinds of different demographic variables from Statistics Canada and look at your geographic area as well to get a sense of what's the total population, what's the median income, what kind of households do we have, how big are the families. Depending on what your business needs, Statistics Canada has great information and it's generally free. You can go to their website and get it anytime. I mentioned earlier that there's industry publications and business publications that provide great industry inside knowledge and research. So that's a good thing to spend some time on, searching the internet for articles that are relevant to your worker co-op business. Now, primary research, that's a lot more tricky. And I really recommend that you read some articles about how to do primary research properly, because the design of that research is so important. You don't want to rush the design. You want to make sure that when you're, for example, creating a questionnaire for a focus group, that you really do it well. And then you need to test the questionnaire before you actually do the focus group. Same thing with any survey online or interviews. You want to test them first before you roll them out to a larger population or your survey sample. Another interesting thing to do for primary research is go to your competition and pretend you're a customer, or pretend you're a shopper. Some people call this being a secret shopper. Businesses do this all the time, and you can get some great information in terms of customer interaction, prices, product and service offering, how people interact with you, what kind of advertising they're using. So there's all kinds of information that you can gather just yourselves by doing it yourself. When you're designing your market research, there's 5 basic questions that you need to answer. So build these in to whatever design you use, particularly, of course, for primary research, but even in secondary research. Good secondary research that you're getting from public sources should be answering these same questions. So the 5 basic questions are this. Number 1, what need are you fulfilling in the market in terms of a product or products and services that people really need and they're not getting them properly fulfilled now? So you're problem solving for them. They have a problem and you're solving that for them. So filling that need, that's the number 1 question. Number 2, who's going to buy your products and services? You clearly need to identify the age groups, the demographics, other demographics, education, income levels, household size, gender, identity, all the different demographics, and segment your market that you're targeting so that you can look at different parts of a target market that you feel your business can serve. Number 3, what kind of demand do you think there is in the market? So you need to look at the total market, what the broad market for your products and services are, and then what kind of demand do you think you can fulfill through your product and your services and the advantages that they offer over your competitors. So that competitive analysis is an important thing. And that's number 4. Really spend some time reviewing and looking at the details of what your competitors have to offer. These may not just be direct competitors, they could also be indirect competitors or substitute products or services. Remember that most people only have so much disposable income, and if you want them to buy your product or service, you're up against all kinds of different products and services that are almost infinite in our consumer society. So you really want to make sure that you're focused on that need, that you're solving a problem, and that you have something better to offer than your competitors. We have a spreadsheet tool that you can use to help do this competitive analysis. Number 5, are there other businesses that you can collaborate with to provide your product and service more effectively? For example, you might want to just develop the product and get it co-packed by somebody if it's a food product. Or you might create the product yourself but arrange with distributors to do the distribution and marketing. So there's all kinds of possible collaborations that you can build into your business so you can focus on what you do best and what you enjoy doing. I talked a little bit about target markets, and you really need to zero in on who your target markets are and what those demographics are, and then split them into different segments, because you're going to have your number 1 target market, and then you're going to have secondary target markets. So you want to split those up. Just to summarize, market research has to be well thought out and designed. Don't skimp on the beginning, and take the time to properly design and think through your market research. Number 2, work together with your coach and the co-op developer that's assigned with you in the Worker Co-op Academy. They're going to have all kinds of great feedback and ideas that you can implement into your market research study. Number 3, please test your market research before you launch it. Test the tools, the questionnaires, and make sure that it makes sense to people and that they understand the questions and that you're asking the questions that you really need to find the answers to. Don't waste your time and their time by asking questions that you don't really need the answers to. Good luck with your market research, and don't hesitate to ask me or your co-op developer coach for help if you need it. Watch these videos more than once if you need to, and take some notes and write down some questions.